Only the server for the Yoru. I mean, you got the Astra stuff as well.
Other than the Jet, we saw a map of rays.
You got Vice stuff.
Last time we spotted Leviatan on this stage.
We got LEV on defense. We got G2 on attack.
Early doors for both of these squads. A lot of talk about G2 being one of the best teams in Americas, but that's based off one match. We've barely seen anything of either of these two teams.
LEV haven't really been tested as well.
Okay, they lose mid, they lose towards door, but they insta take over towards A main with a drone.
Now he's just been given that space,
and this control over towards A main is going to allow some of the other players on Leviatan to rotate off around the map, but they've given up tons of that mid control.
That's where the question marks lie. You can see
the timing on that was pretty good, but maybe the flash went a little bit too far because it looked like they both turned it.
But he's being squeezed now, putting him in a vice grip and still just absolutely dishing it out, taking him off the server. 4v3 for G2.
Oh, and in classic G2 fashion, they are perfectly happy to pump the brakes. 50 seconds on the clock, and Valen is going to make Leviatan sweat.
Which of the guns? When
they knew that they had all of that mid control for free.
LEV get a little bit proactive. There we go. Fade eye over towards A. Clears all of this one, and they see it go in on the minimap, and they decide to speed up. They got a wall to deal with. They got thorns, and they got a flash to go against.
Tex have the read, at least to some degree. Attack now has peeled off a
and
little
how
bit,
do they handle this wall?
Former G2 player.
Because they should all try to go for it at the same time. Yeah, very nice.
Jump over, no baiting it out. There's no time for it. Leaf having to stick this plant out, but already evens it up. 3 versus 3, and potentially even more. Tex is just absolutely ripping them to pieces.
Tex with a frenzy. And this was one of those where, because they got to this angle, they saw no one go back a sight. And so, crosshair and pre-aim wise, doesn't have to be too crazy.
It's not so much a revenge tour as just, I don't know, bullying their former players. But Tex answers back very early on here. A lovely play with the frenzy. Not a gun that we're seeing that often on pistol round too.
The better for you as a creator if a viewer watches me on YouTube or Twitch, dude. Whatever is better for you is fine. As long as you're watching and having fun, it's all good.
Anticipating, I mean, when it gets that low and you haven't cleared out any of the Vice util prior,
it's the most important thing you learn.
I love this. Wouldn't be tonight. We're gonna have the longest broadcast day in history.
It's the most important thing you learn while being a coach that you were telling new coaches.
We could. We could.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
we'll just cast that too.
Sure.
Just run it up over here.
Throw it up. We can do a co-stream of it at the same time.
Do I get OT pay? I don't think so, but no, it's all good.
Not for you. Not for you. I've got it.
Oh boy, what's going on here?
So
don't write 104 pages of nonsense. That's a really good one.
Unaware, but it seems like King's got some level of
I don't know, man. Try and have fun every day because it can get pretty brutal. I guess is what it is. Like, so you gotta make sure you pick a vibes guy in your team. If you don't have a vibes guy, you're gonna have a horrible year.
We have only seen one instance of them playing on the stage, and that's not enough to draw really solid conclusions. And yet, G2 played to such a phenomenal degree in their game against Cloud9 that there are a lot of people already talking about them being
get an IGL. Ooh, it's a good one.
Best teams in the world. We need to see more, and this is a great test
that is a
for
good
both
one.
of these squads, because we saw them clash constantly throughout 2024.
Connor with the tier 1. Thank you for the 19 months. Thank you.
Across 2024, with Leviatan having the lead in that head-to-head war 3-2.
And they getting wrecked as well, dude. NA and EMEA are the kings of the tech balls this year. Pacific took the trophy last year.
Both teams have made a couple changes.
NA and EMEA are head-to-head with the tech pauses.
They are both squads that are
don't know who's going to take it this year, but find out.
2024 was them getting their foot into the door, getting
guidance production. Oh yeah, no. I think we've had one tech pause there, and it lasted 10 seconds.
I think this has got to be the
Pacific's doing pretty good these days, though.
King and Valen
They've got the record for the 6 hours, so.
At the international level, not just America's.
Still getting that nap in? Yeah, I'm not as sure. Getting less and less likely as this goes on.
I
think Yoru is the best duelist. I think it's map in comp dependent.
Fitting on him properly. He got one of the headsets that's a bit too small. So
it's unfortunate.
Can't fit around his
that's a
giant
long time
IGL
fix
brain.
as well. You got to wait for the delivery. You got to get the new ones in.
No, there's a
Toki, thank you so much for the 100 bits.
So
Thank you,
that's
thank
what King's
you.
currently having a discussion with.
Yeah.
The VODs,
Those
yeah, of
flashing lights
course.
are just on
We'll
our
get them
end,
up.
by the way. That's presumably
This will be a
not
2-hour
what
VOD, I imagine. Might want to skip through this tech pause.
I mean, in the meantime, we can see what IGL Valen thinks, and if they can go all the way in
XC1X. XC1X with a tier 1. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, thank you.
My goal for 2025 is to win champions. I feel like I have the recipe right now with this 5 and the coaching staff. I've learned a lot of lessons throughout last year, you know, losing back-to-back domestic grand finals, losing top 3 Shanghai, making playoffs. I feel like I've been through it all right now. And the next step for me is to finally lift that trophy, and this is going to be the year.
I can believe it, I think, as well, with the way that G2 have been looking. I mean, the form
6 hours, here we go. No, everyone's sitting too upright.
I've got that danger factor.
Surely we're getting back into it within the next 20 seconds.
That's absolutely true. I think a lot of people were looking at the Jorgamo for Icy Trade and thinking G2 have made an unbelievably good move here. Getting some ready checks, and it looks like we're going to be headed back into the game. I can see the timer ticking down on my side, so here we go. Into round 2. Tech pause over. But we are
in
seeing
2 hours and 19 minutes, I need to restart the YouTube stream. Oh no. YouTube stream needs that too now.
It wasn't even Jorg that was impressing me as much last time we saw G2 on the stage. It was this guy, Leaf, who when he played the Chamber on Abyss and playing his Viper on Lotus as well, was finding so many opportunities to get that value.
He was making moves.
It's going to be an important player for LEV to shut down.
Some funny anecdotes coming out
again,
from as well.
they lose vision over towards A, into reaction through middle. What is this wall? They passive wall on the side to see if anyone pushes through. Then all they have to worry about is this. That's interesting.
Spare gun for the team.
And while G2 look to try to apply the pressure into this A split, you see Demon 1 just holding down the line over towards B as well. This is what the Yoru is going to be so good for. Can play on these super advanced positions and allow the rest of his team to stack where the action actually is.
Contacting all the way up here. What is the cue that they're waiting for? The tank just jiggling. Finally, some util being used, but blinded up, flashed up into the back of the side as well.
The tank, absolutely.
Onto the ground, running and jumping straight into
Ignore the pun, but he really did just tank the flash, man. That's crazy. It was flashed for so long. Dude, how... I mean, they're in a good spot for this.
Versus 2. Slowing it away down here. Damage done to Valen.
Both players very weak.
They might not expect him in this default box position. It's a cheeky one at that. Drone, just to give that information, maybe. 2 Valen to play off of. Tech still lurking close to the box. They hear the flash coming over, and there it is. Back to where the danger is. Trent left to do the most. Half of the diffuser already stuck and away.
Ended up being pretty good damage. Get the Vice closer to
the come away with a 2-0 lead, but it's expensive for them. They keep an Outlaw with armor on Demon 1, which is pretty useful, but they all board up. And we're seeing more teams on the defense side actually go for this full buy strategy on round 2, rather than leaving a couple of people with just pistols in hand.
No, it should be a banger game. It's a good one to wake up for.
Going with still that one
after like 2 rounds of Danby sending it, I'll be pretty awake.
A bit more wiggle room.
Even after if it's like 1 hour sleep.
It's not going to be that great from LEV here. I say that, but if you end up going into Demon 1, and he's posted up somewhere around the map with the Outlaw, that's where he can be phenomenally dangerous, I think.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, we get our...
Not looking too hot here for LEV.
Yeah, we get our bare basics in terms of the bonus buy. So they can still do a lot of damage. They've got light armor sheriff.
A lot of eyes being set over towards the A side, and this A split angle seems to be a
Early fake over towards B with the ult and pivot back towards A.
Maybe take out
Ooh, that was good damage. That's unlucky from Tex to not get one.
Smokes will pay for it with his life plant down for Valen. Enough to dissuade that one, and now the smokes to supplement the defense. Players are grouped up though. Everybody from a familiar location. That's a clone. Don't want to be tricked out by that. Valen still tucked up close to this box and angle up and over, but still that is nice. wrangles the rifle in his hand, still kills to be claimed, but it can't remove this guy. And right from behind the TP, saving Demon One just from a little bit of that danger, the errors of his ways, but he cannot escape
Nicely
the
handled.
lead.
And we got 2 people that maybe could have
safe
gone
round
down.
there
9
from
HP,
G2.
10
Keeping it
HP.
simple
Ended up being
and
very
making
nice
sure
for
that they convert
G2,
that
only
early
losing
go
1.
roll that just cleared
Double
out
armory
so
buy,
much
but
space for them over towards mid. Now we're starting to get up to ults that are going to matter significantly here.
unlucky from Lev, yeah.
Online for the
They
defense.
could have got more damage.
So
Without.
far, we've just seen Vice anchoring down there over towards the B side of the map. Tex covering that area, throwing fairly standard thorns. Looks like Demon One and Tex are just content with holding B long.
Moosey with the tier 1. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the 25 months.
Leaning defaults every round
Thank
so
you,
far
the tier
from
1,
G2.
mate.
A little bit of a misplay there. All good though, no punish in sight. From Lev even really contesting this A
Okay,
space
it's
there.
similar again. We got
Try
A
and play
pressure.
themselves in for either a retake
Normally
or
when we've been doing this, Con would do a
Demon One pushing up on
reactive
the
drone,
B
but not on
side
this
of the
one.
map.
a lot of space.
This time we just
Is he gonna
got
get some
heavy
kind of a
pushes
smoke
we've
from
taken.
King?
Yeah, it looks like
All
it.
of this
Calling
space
down
and
the
we've seen
King,
it.
yeah, so we can
Ooh,
now
we call for the...
make some moves. I
Wait,
think
I'm
that's
looking at Leaf though. Leaf is
Yeah,
on top
Leaf
of
knows
this. He's
it.
had
I
the
think he heard
smoke.
Blossom. He's already holding the angle up, crouched up in position. You will not catch this guy
Got some
unaware.
keen ears on him.
I love the teleport afterwards though, because if he'd missed the shot,
Yeah, he would have been right into
that
it.
would not have helped. But Leaf quick on the trigger. A really good read there from G2, playing that spread default, making sure that a nice little play from Leviatan goes unrewarded.
Ooh.
Going for a little bit more there. The exploration, though, punished. Calm. Shutting him down in his path. Still,
King's
there's no
got a lot
slowing
to
down
do
this one
here.
now with 35 seconds left. G2 have to get a move on inside the smoke. King
Wait, no one's
playing
expecting it.
spoiler to them. Only the one before the trade is
Whoa.
instantaneous.
Wait,
G2
that's
are
outrageous
relentless.
from Jorgamo. Has he popped him back a sight?
Only Tex left alive.
It's a pre-fire,
Faisal
right?
in hand.
Or is he just
No
incredibly
point
fast?
investing.
Unless he opens it up. The barrel
Ooh.
baits out the shot. Hello, Tex. Lovely with the movement. Oh, you might get into the consideration of using potentially some of it, but he's got a lot to clear. You can see him contacting, thinking, where could these players be? There's questions rattling.
The
Fate
dog cross A,
TP
yeah,
is
there's a
just
lot of dog cross
aiming
A
to bait
users.
him out, seeing most of
How
it
is
jumping around, and
he-
he seems to have an inclination still to pull. Bit of safety, time being burnt off the clock, and now Tex has to force that issue valid.
Okay, dude, I would
Plays it
love to
safely.
see Jorgamo's second kill.
Gotta say though, that got a lot more dangerous than G2 would have been expected.
Oh yeah.
Tex is in a 1v3 coming from Flowers. They kind of know where the rotate's coming from, and yet still able to hit the shots. He is looking sharp, 7-2 at the top of the scoreboard, but this round mostly, I think, defined by shutting down
Oh
T1 at the
my.
beginning there, and Jorg getting a
What is
beautiful
that?
couple as he got into the site. Now how that quite connected, who knows? An eco round here for Leviatan.
You want to play? Let's
And they're looking to try
Jorgamo
to make something
Inhuman,
work in
yeah,
there.
he's straight up
Pretty common eco idea
one bullet
here.
pre-fire.
And it's our only time, as far as I
Okay,
can
Lev,
recall, that
now
G2 are
down to
doing
an
this
eco,
B-leaning
chance
default where they go
4,
and take B control
G2 to
early
get their money
with the
good,
drone.
and we got a bit of a...
You got to think that this is because Leviatan
I mean,
have only
money's
got
still
sheriffs
good.
to their name.
Yeah, it's expensive, or that Vice util as well, so maybe anticipating that it's going to be easier to crack into if they do work their way over. Angles held though for now, almost approaching that minute mark. They're just waiting to see where the play might be made, because it's, you know, it's on Lev almost at this point, as if you're on the weaker guns.
You are divided.
Scanning ahead.
They have to be the ones to create the moment to potentially stand that chance. Tex tried to stand his ground, swiftly dealt with.
Yeah, I'm not sure
A
they're
very
going to
nice
get too much for
controlled
this in
round
terms
by
of kills,
G2.
Lev.
You see that they've used both of their sentinel pieces of utility in mid, so they weren't even worried about any kind of early mid aggression, because they had the Vice Wall, they had the trip. That just allowed them to play fully safely over towards B long.
And here's the backstab. Tour de Force even committed into this round. Didn't hear it at the beginning. Salvos.
Player standing.
Not so much avail. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he's
is
caught
execution
just
style.
the
isn't it?
ping out
Brutal
for his
for Con.
teammate to enable was
Just
nice
face
as
first
well.
in an alleyway.
And Jorgamo
Gruesome ending. King
maybe
just
doesn't need
have
to
see if he
hunt
can
too
get
much because he's got
any damage
the...
done to the economy
Yeah,
of
Valen's
G2,
fine to
but
go for it.
know exactly where all the players are. That is flawless. Everybody surviving, keeping it healthy, and now G2 gaining that lead.
Gonna say
Not
anyone
only
with a
had
naught
G2 got the lead,
maybe
but
shouldn't go for
we
it.
saw
But
them use the Eurovolt for Jorgamo so early on.
dude, this looked
Round
real
3,
convincing,
but they now
real
have
nice.
another one developed. I mean, they've been
And
really
simple,
good at being able
Antique
to
over
prioritize
towards B, we
both
had Leaf
points
over
onto
towards
Jorg.
A.
So now they've got a
Didn't do anything
overall
wild,
combo
just
to be
joined
able
his
to work
team.
with, which is a
Well,
key
kind of joined
combo
his
with
team.
this composition.
Round 6 is the second one.
I wonder if LEV are going to be more proactive on their buy runs.
He's charging them up.
They've had like
incredibly
good
quickly.
reactions,
And I think that's going to
and
put
we've had to
enormous
push over
pressure
towards
onto,
B.
well, anybody, anywhere around the
But,
map in hard anchor
Let's
positions.
see if they kind of keep it up, I
Certainly,
guess.
Demon 1's operator is going to find it difficult against this Yorowol.
As TP, the drone needs to be dealt with. It's broken. That should ring alarm bells in G2's head.
Yeah, if you
And G2, I
this
mean,
is the
listen,
issue with this
Leaf,
stuff. It's like
incredible level of
if you
awareness
break
from
the
these guys.
drone
They
so
know that
early, it's kind of
something
obvious
is
that
off. The
someone's in
drone's
one of
being
these
broken like that. You're
positions.
trying to set somebody up onto the angle.
Yeah.
And the coordination is perfect from them as well. Leaf gets onto the angle, dominates it at the same time as the drone, because he knows that Demon 1 is going to be tucking. And then he's got the advantage. He's hitting that shot every day. Now, Valen calling for the re-clear over towards A main as well. We're going to see a flash recon. Trent doesn't have it online.
Oh, they know he's there. Oh, brutal. Picking him out, spamming the box as well.
It's just textbook.
Jokum
Yeah,
ended
it
up
really is. There's
owning
no
his team with that flash, but
weaknesses, no gaps in the play overall.
there's
where
everything.
G2
We've got safety here
potentially
as
allows to
well.
give that in
This is the big
to
buy
Leviatan.
round, and
Now
they
they
have
have played
just
this
have
retake,
no
there's 3
one.
players left, and even
No
on
one
top
alive.
into it. You can't afford to buy. Hold on. He's missed.
Yeah, doesn't
Cut it
doesn't
off onto
change
the
too
corner
much.
there, and the Salvos will not be getting anything done as a result.
Too slow for Jonah P. 150 health still didn't get tagged by any of it. They're going to invest the Vice ultimate here in the post-plant 5v3 just to ensure that there is absolutely no chance
Yeah, I
whatsoever
think that's
that
fine.
Lev
The Visor isn't
can
like the
commit to
sickest
that
thing
one.
ever.
The decision is made for them, isn't it? Yeah.
I
Well,
think
this
just to
is
secure it is
the thing,
good.
the decision is made.
They can
the round
definitely
is not
start
over.
hunting a little bit, at least
Leaf is going
Valen.
hunting. So is Jonah P all the way through mid. They knew this save call was coming through before Lev even
Yeah,
made the
they
decision
made,
themselves.
they made, it's true, they have so much
Guns.
space here as well. Like, they're going to lock
Need
them
to
in.
hold on to these. Off angle. See if there's an exploration a little bit deep. I don't think Leaf is going to be overextended though into the sight line.
Yeah, they didn't go too crazy because there's still 2 people that
A
honestly
silver lining to what
we
is
get a
a
little bit
dark
closer to
rain
the
cloud
orcs.
over Pearl right now. Look at how beautifully set up that was. I mean, the Yoru flash as well, just perfectly off screen for Leaf. These players forced to run.
That's the trouble with G2, Josh. Timeout called already here for Lev because something does have to change. You've only won the pistol, the follow-up.
Yeah.
Since then, G2 have been running away
getting
with it.
bullied map
Slow
control-wise
play,
as well.
They forged that over the course of many years now, and they are good at it. Very, very good at it. Listen, if you are a mini-map watcher and enjoyer, you like G2 games, contrary to popular belief. I mean, listen, they can be slow, but you know, that's when we were talking about Jorgamo being that addition. He's added that explosive element, that potential for them to actually take over and go for some of these faster plays, these rounds where he might be able to take over.
It's true, but at the same time, we haven't actually seen too
Haven't
much
seen
of
it.
that in this game.
Mini-map
I thought they
watches,
increased their
yeah.
tempo a little bit in the match that we saw with G2 playing against Cloud9. It looked a little faster, a little more pace to it than we were used to in 2024. But we are, honestly, in this match so far on Pearl,
my
we are back
head
to
not
some
hard at all?
extreme
No.
working the map IGLing
Yeah.
from Valen. And I think it's
I
because
didn't
he's
do
got
too
such
much.
a great idea of how Lev are going to play their defensive setups. Tex and Demon 1 have basically been on B control the whole game so far. Coming out of this timeout, I'd love to see an adjustment from Lev. I'd like to see Demon 1 not always going for the same push up B long.
Yeah, we
Have
got
an exploration towards
1,
mid. Even on
2,
the
3
eco round, they
people that
didn't
are going to
really
reach
explore in that
max
area.
money.
Now, having said that, even the suggestion that
We've
I'm
had
throwing
one
out
that
there,
already just hit
G2
it.
have a trip under wall if you go too far into middle. So it's not like you can get that much of an advantage against them. It's so tough to increase the tempo and increase the pace against a team that's running Chamber and Vice.
Interesting play that's been cooked up as well. Thorns up
Okay,
and
this is
over.
nice from Lev
Sure
though.
where
We've
the
got a
lineup is
fade out
supposed
that
to
goes
land,
deep
but
that spots nothing over towards B, so they can leave the one here. They got a double
He's gonna
setup
go
over
flying
towards
out as well,
door.
seeing if they can remove
And we
any
got
of the difficulties,
looking like the
obstacles.
kill
Lay it
setup.
down, and there's some thorns for you.
Whoa.
What a combination!
You do fawns on the
Up and over, Jorgamo's
floor,
already deep into
where
the
you want to
site.
try and,
He's got these
that's
early
nice
angles and line
though,
of sight.
where you're going to be
Come
doing
on,
your
drone
recon and you're going to be
clear it
doing your
forwards. Players are ahead of it, but damage
Sova
done.
ult.
Jorgamo, I have to respect it.
that you
They're going
can't
back and
move.
clearing
It's
for art
sick.
control as well. They've planted for art, so this is an area of the map that they can hold. They can give up that normal position towards backside.
We pinged out over the positioning, flashes in their face as Demon 1. We're letting them know exactly where they stand. King steps up to the mark and deals with the challenge. That is Jorgamo. Still, it's going even across the board, and now that Cosmic Divide splits up the
Dude,
site.
Demon 1
Still,
really
it's on
went
the
for
wrong
a ball
side
play.
of things. Spike is going going to be accessible to a degree here. The pull going to be, please make a good go of it, but what's the next layer of things? There's a 2v4. Lev backs against the wall. You're forced into...
Yeah, not sure about the Astral.
If you even can you get out of dodge?
Astral's absolutely wrecked
every angle of retreat.
Utterly, dominantly in control of this game.
Well, that was a
G2.
disaster.
It looked like Tex, on an individual level, was going to be able to bring something to the
And
table.
honestly,
in these
Demon
early
1's ult
rounds.
was a bit of a disaster as well.
And yet it just has not
They're gonna
materialized.
do
The
him
set
dirty by
plays are
showing it or
gorgeous
not?
from G2 again.
No, okay, they saved him.
The Astral Wall, it looks like
Yeah,
was expecting
Trust me,
the
it was
default
shocking.
plan.
yes, I think so. I don't think they anticipated that was going to be a plan for Art. I think they probably should have anticipated that, considering how easily they got control of Secret, Dugout, those kind of areas.
Yeah.
And Lev
Okay,
now
force him
on
down to another eco.
again playing over towards mid. And I want to highlight again this Sentinel utility that we've got going on over here. Because we've got the Vice
late
Wall up
where you
towards
can
top
go,
mid,
this is
the
gonna
trip
land.
over towards shop.
Yeah, that's interesting.
When Lev
They obviously
take mid
wanted to
control,
land late.
They can't go any further than that without triggering G2. So they're essentially stuck even on an eco like this. It's again a B-leaning default for G2 on the anti-eco. They're sticking to the game plan. Why would they deviate? It's working so well.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. They put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, it's a big reaction from
trip
Lev this
broken.
time, pushing over towards
Maybe
mid
a
on.
little bit of danger now for Trent.
All the stars committed over
who's in
towards
sport
B, straight
worried
up
about a
retake
potential
once
flank
again.
through.
Not going to be getting many
Job is
kills
just
into
to
this, I
contain
feel
some
like.
safety of the wall and to the one side, so he only has to watch the one essentially link.
Surely they didn't
up
put the
into
tail
flank.
into it.
Yeah. And you see that now that Trent is coming to the rest of his team, I'm not being pushed super heavily. They're probably going to retake from your side. The rest of G2 looking to fend off this attempt.
An attempt to plug back in too, but just wading into the open arms and open sight lines of these players. Dangerous team, the G2 are, man.
Remaining.
Not many chances
Yeah,
whatsoever here for
Real
Lev, but
clean on that one, to
maybe
be
with the money
honest.
coming back into their pockets, into the next
It
round
felt a
against
little
the
bit weird
guns
because it
online,
was
but
like
there needs to be
util
adjustments
goes
on top of
in,
this, 'cause so far it
wait,
has just been that
then hits
masterclass
sight.
from
It
G2.
didn't look great.
They took a tactical timeout, and Idapata was talking to Leviatan, and what we saw as the main adjustment was the
Wrap it
Vice
up.
went and played over towards the A side. Demon 1 still
Let's
played
see,
B-long,
they get an op
but
out
the
now.
Vice
This is
setup
like,
was on A,
this
and
is their
immediately
best
got hit with a
chance.
Thorns Sova ult
If they
combo
don't win
that just
this,
ruined it
then
completely.
we're
That's the
going to start
problem with
worrying.
taking tac timeouts against a team like G2. They're going to hit you with some kind of set play from their strat book. So now Lev have another adjustment. Demon 1 looks like he set up more passively with the operator, and Lev instead fighting for full A control.
Dude, he's got a strong arm to get that fade eye that high. What the hell?
Benefit of the Tejo, you do have quite a lot of util to just chuck at it. Make sure that it pushes back the attackers.
Okay, when does he
Nice
take the
set
timing of the
Demon
peak?
1 operator in hand. Hasn't had many chances to get going just yet. Recall.
They're so aware of this, though. The drone hasn't seen him over
Yeah,
towards
I mean, they
They're
knew he
aware of the
could
money.
get the op
When you
out.
break the economy like this, it does make it much more predictable when the team that's under economic pressure is able to buy an op.
You can see it with the jump spots. Still, that is a
Big
open
shot,
jump spot. Trent lucky to be alive, just legged. Limping around, but still breathing.
And that allows Leaf to get much more bold over here towards A main. He knows he's not going to
Yeah,
run into
Jogamo goes
Demon
for the
1.
one pass and
So
fake, as we can
the
see.
attacking op now set up.
3
The tank
people.
jumps through the flowers.
Open angles. Hit's not being covered right now, and there it is. King
Yeah, they
just
tunnel
pounces on
visioned
the
a little
opportunity.
bit.
This is the difference that they needed. Off the back of a mistake, just not covering that angle, but still, you have to be able to capitalize when they're handed to you.
30 seconds left.
Wait,
It's a round that's
who's,
finally looking like it will
who's
go
on
the way
Bren's
of Lev.
account?
Time
What's
running
going on here?
short for G2. Contact plays are called. Making the moves now across onto the side, flashing through the back.
That's very
Nice setup though
Bren
still.
to be
Spamming
to be
through
like
them,
this
they know
well
that there's that
casted.
potential weakness seized.
If it was Pansy, I would expect it from
Knocking
Pansy.
Valen down, but again,
Bren?
Salvo's just
Bren's
not
never
quite
done
landing. There's a dart and a re-clear. There's no way the G2 are going to be able to battle their way past this one still. It's a player advantage. Lev now. Might as well throw the
Oh,
kitchen
leaves a
sink at
lot
it.
of ults on this.
Cows are coming home. There's a Nightfall layered out all on top. A lot of sound cues cut away. It just comes down to the gunplay in the hands of these players. Lev, surely able to win the day. Cutting them up,
Nice shot.
putting the fights
Nice
out,
shots.
not planted into that angle.
Okay, here we go. Let's
All is accounted
try this
for.
again.
It cost them almost everything, but Lev, they do get
It was
that
lovely
round.
from King. That's the
Yeah,
main
it's
reason.
expensive in terms of the ults. It's exactly
Yeah,
what I was
sorry,
about to
it's so
point out.
fine.
Tech still has Visor online.
Thank you for stopping by.
But I think it's absolutely necessary that they convert in a situation like this. Great shot, again from King. To be able to get that denial on the trade as Jonah P walked in. And a small adjustment there too. You saw from Leaf's point of view, he was really convinced that there was only one player A. And instead it was a double hold over towards A from
Yeah,
Leviatan.
so there's 2 people here that would get wrecked with a
Now we're gonna
reset.
see G2
Everyone
mixing
else would be
up.
able to buy.
This is interesting. Might be seeing a clash over towards A main for one of the first times where both sides will be looking to opt in, but salvas are used. Thorns out
Okay,
through
this
the
is
back
nice
here.
from Lev though, fighting this heavy.
Committal and a delayed
Oh
play with the
boy,
util
they got
pull.
absolutely wrecked.
Slowing them all the way
But
down.
hold up.
G2 looking to see if they can grapple their way into this, but it's into the firing line.
Nice.
Kill feed,
Yeah, we
filling
might
up
get a game.
entirely. Nice shade of blue still. You don't want to overextend into
Oh,
this
whoa.
one. Leaf,
What?
you monster.
I feel like he's
The
moving.
punish was inside, backing away,
Oh god.
cowering. The tank. Trying to put whatever he can in between him and the
Oh,
enemy. Lovely
dude,
peek,
everyone's
though.
hitting
Lovely
pingers.
shot on top of it. Horn up and over. Trent forced forwards. Spots out of positioning, and then now he's getting the chase and the move on. Isolates it.
He's read the
down
flank.
to that fight.
Oh my god.
Definitely got the read onto it. A tap, baiting up on top of the wall. Trent!
What is this
That's
round, bro?
unbelievable.
Look at the shots they hit into
Ridiculous.
this.
There's some absurd shots hit there from G2. The headhunter shot from Leaf.
Yeah, that
Breathtaking.
fadeaway kill, the
And
third
Trent's
one is
awareness
outrageous.
to
Trent
read
is
the flank
insane.
coming through
Dude,
because
I was
he
going to speak on
hadn't
Trent's
faced a
confidence the
second
round
player in
before this
so
when he was
long
standing
there.
top of
Even with the recon dart
top of
not
A
being
main
broken.
when he had like 1 HP from the
Another
fade
situation
control.
where it should have been
Oh,
Leviatan
that
winning
is
the
that
round.
should never hit.
And G2 on an individual level play that masterfully. How has he done that?
Ludicrous flick.
They were already in control of this game on Pearl. They didn't need to be individually
though.
outplaying. Level be sick
And
to
that
their
forced them
stomach that
down
they
to an
lost that one,
eco.
'cause
What
it's also knocked them
a
down onto an
brutal way
eco
to
round.
lose.
Back to the bargain bin. There's only 2 rounds left into the half here. Like you said, sick to the stomach because there has been no honest foothold, honestly, for Lev to stand a chance in most of this.
Take a look at this. Demon 1 using his clone to activate the trip on the flank. Visor
garden.
used on the other side.
Yeah.
Visor for Visor.
Dodged out of the way.
Um,
Anticipating this one here. The tank going for a peek and Walkabout's classic in-hand trade.
Yo, the tank did pretty good.
Cleans that one up still.
Yo,
Players
Jogamo,
trying to
chill.
square up to him.
But he kind of wants to protect
Really
the
want to
gun
tango with this
behind
guy,
him, right?
Jogamo. Does have that dog in him. And he's anticipating the
Oh my goodness,
contact
nice shot.
play. Tech still. With bullet to the brain, removes him.
Dude, everyone's got like a dog crosshair,
Rifles
and
are
then
plenty now.
Jogamo's just got like
Picked up with the upgrades.
Great
the
chances of winning
fattest
this round here,
old
Leviatan.
school CS
The clone
crosshair
that
you
came
can
out from
get.
Demon 1 gave G2 entirely the wrong read on what was going on. They thought it was a full B long push. That's why they tried to A split. Now you kind of have to clear out A main. And Leaf, the hubris, brought a stinger into this round, despite the fact that he has 4.6k in the bank, because he was wanting to play around his chamber op instead.
I do respect it to a degree. You don't want to give your opponents a gun in case you do end up falling.
But it's going to make it more difficult for him to take those kind of fights over towards A main. So
Am I
instead,
saying dot
G2
crosshair or
tried
dog
to flick
crosshair?
the
No,
map.
dot crosshair.
Indeed. Well, util has to be used as the salvo's clearing the way. Rendezvous not going to be standing a chance against all that. Close quarters action called. Here's Jonah P. He's knocking on your door.
Duck crosshair? Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. You're right.
And they were fully aware that the map was flipped this entire time. Leviatan got to get a move on here. That A main control, they were waiting for the team to maybe make some moves here, but they all fall in the end. It's 8-3. And
I mean,
only
even
one
when they look
round
like they
left
have a
in the half
little
for Leviatan to
little
be able to play
opening,
with.
someone
the
just
speed of
steps up.
adaptation from G2 is remarkable in these kind of rounds. Like I said earlier, Demon 1's clone comes out, breaks the trip over towards B, and the call is not to go and re-clear B, it's to assume that that was some kind of 3-player push on the eco, and we're going to react through. Once they realized that they'd made a mistake and A main was lost, instantly swapped.
Oh my god, I'm frying these kids.
I mean,
He's 10 and 4.
he
winning
actually is though as well, and it feels like every
clutches.
shot that he hits is just an insta
It's not even
headshot.
top fragging, that's Leaf. Here comes the Yoru ult. This
Got
is the kind of
another
place where you'll
ult.
see
We got the
tempo
Astra
increase
ult,
for
and
G2. Now the
obviously
Jaws
he's
at
got
the
a
front.
couple of places
Man
where
in
he
the hell.
could
Gives you those options, especially
go into.
the Hunter's Fury in the hands of a few of them. A couple of pings and a couple of tags.
Solid. Okay,
What is
King
necessary
does take down
from
Jorgamo, and he
his
makes
top
a
King has to take risks now.
made an
Steps up
absolute
and players
play here.
lined up. Two taken away, straight from the fight. Clones in your face, flashed up, quick scopes.
Okay,
in
I mean,
play. That
they
is
managed to
Lev.
double their
At least
rounds,
that's
and it
from back.
feels
They get
like
that
2
fourth
of
round.
them
It
at
was
least
desperately
were from
sorely
King
needed.
getting double entries.
Really
So
important that they
it
took
was
down
pistol,
Chocobo early on there.
anti-eco,
Take a
King
look at this
solo
one on the
rounds,
replay.
King solo
Another
rounds.
big round from King. He's opted basically half of their rounds so far.
Yeah,
King
it's
anchoring
not-
over towards A.
it's not
giving them
crazy
advantages,
convincing.
Keeping them within some kind of touching distance if they get the pistol.
Absolutely is. There's still chances for Leviatan. It all depends, though, on the pistol round as we look forward to that second half.
Classic chat. Let me mute this for a little bit. If G2 keep up this level of play and win an international event, they will be what Astralis was for CS. I don't think so, dude. I think you're really underplaying what Astralis was for CS, man. You realize that was like a 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years spree, right? Until Liquid started beating them. Like it wouldn't even really come close, I'll be honest. But I like the optimism. I like the optimism. Two years, yeah. But that won't happen in Valorant. The game changes too much. The game changes too much, and
I have a deep-seated hatred for this penguin. I want to disembowel it. Why? There is something about these shots where the penguin is like around in front of the screen. I want to destroy that penguin. I have an uncontrollable hatred for that penguin.
what's going on?
I need to go into witness protection after what I'm watching.
And I think, listen, the jury would side with the penguin.
Oh my God.
There's enough evidence out there.
I had no idea that was coming, but also you should have heard the reaction from the people in here.
The people, this man is about to be dragged out of the casting booth. I'm telling you right
man
now.
in Valorant. That's brutal. Get him gone. Get him gone.
What's wrong with a penguin?
I can't explain it. It's an
We don't have to
irrational
go
hatred.
into it. We don't have to go
It's
into it.
irrational.
Don't want to point more hatred at you right now. It's a different test in front of us. It's Leviatan. Bit of an uphill climb.
Have a look at this.
Okay,
They're about
for
to
the
have a
pistols,
massive
we
flash over
got
towards B.
You're seeing
1-0.
it. Plenty of bodies as well. Plenty of action where that came from. Flashes up and over the top as well. Still G2. The ones winning out. They got that player advantage. Nice and early.
Just like me for Wingman,
Now
dude, my
Leviatan getting a
hatred
bit
for
of a move on.
Wingman's
This was
rational,
also
if
supposed to
anything.
drag them into Leaf's setup over here. He can get one, get out, and then you're going into the Vice Thorns as well. Offering as many opportunities as possible. Leaf, though, has to evacuate there. Would have been suppressed.
Ooh, I like
Would have been
this though.
vulnerable.
Lev might have owned
Once
this a
again,
little bit. Let's see what
G2
Trent
coming
can
up
do.
with
He's
really
got
nice
a
idea on the pistol rounds.
he's got a sheriff.
Lev forced to react rather than run their own setups. They might be offered an opportunity though, because there's still a 3-player stack over on A. But could you believe it? Trent is still
Dude,
absolutely styling.
what's
on
going
Lev.
on?
The aim just looking far too sublime. Backs away now.
Oh, he doesn't even overextend
Plays.
as well. It's not like he's having a good game, and it's not even like he's overheating after it.
Plan's
He's
still
actually
down,
giving
though.
him no
Hit
chance to win.
by Com. Gonna have to reposition and barely gets away. There's a few stray bullets chasing him. Tex is in a cheeky position. Back horse maybe not accounted for, but still you gotta think trades might be online. Flash try and take that peak. Timings here. Com just the one, and Tex was dealt with. Hell of a task here for him, and
Bruh,
chipping him
Trent
away. Tap
is
tap with pistols.
Trent is on
It's
one.
just
He's
too
going to
good.
get the
It
defuse
is
as well,
so tough
and
out
that is
here
a
for
1-1
Leviatan.
pistol.
If they got the pistol, maybe there was a chance that they could get back into this game, but now it's just going to start running away from them by the looks of things. They're going to have to come out with something special here, Lev. A matchup to what G2 are throwing.
Yeah.
We talked a lot. I mean, that is such a tough shot.
One enemy remains.
That's outrageous.
145 from that distance as well, but nobody with the full armor on the pistol, of course. And you can see a flash of the scoreboard over here. Demon 1 and Com up against Jorg. It's not Jorg that's really controlling the game right now. It's Trent and Leaf.
1.10 kills per round.
Had an opportunity to get into this game.
They haven't.
Wait, that's not a thing, is it?
On G2 against Demon 1's operator.
It's crazy.
Beautiful to watch in the first half. And whereas Com found tons of opportunities to clutch against Furia, those were
Anonymous
really
Gifter,
coming
thank you for
either.
that. I appreciate you. Thank you for the
Something
gifted.
really, it's quite special, I think, to counteract the amount of thoughts and time that G2 put into their
Leaf,
set
yeah.
protocols, their ideas at the
Leaf's,
beginning
I
of
mean,
rounds
Leaf's
like that
always
as
been
well,
incredible
because-
at this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think, playing to the advantage of their comps as well. I keep thinking back to the pistol round. If you have double Sentinel, you're not losing control of mid. That's your main concern if you're stacking 4 players for a B long fight.
Yeah, I think Double Sentinel is becoming extremely powerful as well on a range
Doesn't
of maps. I
even
think
play the
Early
game. Yeah, apparently so.
maps that come to
Apparently he
mind,
just plays other games.
running Double Senti is so tough to get through.
Just a natural
Go for a
gamer.
bit of orb maxing, why not? Just get whatever you can out of the round.
Still gives me
There's a kill,
nightmares.
though.
Him and Champs.
Opens up the door.
Just 4 rounds in,
It
just
has
pressing
been Tex
tab and
that's
he's on
been firing
12
for
kills.
Tex
I think he
and
did
King
it both
doing what
maps.
they
It was insanity, dude.
No more util really where that came from. It's just contact plays now from here on out.
We nearly lost to just
They're
him.
gonna get lucky. Pick up a few of these players.
Look
trying
at
to
him
run
go.
themselves down. Marshall though. It's quick
Dude,
with
why
it,
is no
rapid
one from
fire as they
G2
approach.
overheating? It's annoying me.
A lot has to get done. Just the classics in hand. There's been no reclaiming of any guns that potentially have dropped down here. Clearing your corners, making sure that nothing is slipping. Calm.
Okay.
Cheeky one. Nice little kill. Recontesting over towards Ard as well. Salvos. Contest the top of the plant, but picked to pieces. Still 2 players left to stand, and a bit of straight spam. Does the job nicely.
I love the way that G2 are playing on these anti-eco rounds after the pistol win as well. Like I was talking about earlier, the way that teams are kind of maximizing the economy in these spots. The Marshall is literally the only weapon that could have really bailed Leaf out in this situation. Because he's able to reload and get
Anonymous Gifter, thank you for the gifted.
Jonah P, 2 body shots to take out anybody with light
Gift
armor
into
when he's got
Love
the Guardian in
Wingman
hand.
123.
And it's not a bad
Thank you,
weapon to
Anon,
move
whoever you
into the
are.
next as well.
Appreciate the gifted.
Bonus here for G2. They don't need
Not
to
sure
show
about
too
that
many
Twitch
ideas.
account, but-
They're 6 rounds ahead at this point. But if they have something special, maybe we'll see it. Leafs only got 1 target with light armor on the other side.
Interesting with the silos.
Yeah, is that to stop somebody from jump spotting over there towards Jenny?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, we got
didn't see what the
smoke,
second
then
one was,
recon behind the smoke so they can tell if anyone's committed.
They're anticipating some kind of
From
bait and
Lev,
switch
they
setup
do
here, I think,
insta
where
damage
there's a
down.
jump spotter, and then Leaf is
Jump
tucked in
spot
that
and it
little
could have
cubby
broken
there
some
that they
util,
did
I
with the
guess.
Prowler.
Could be. I was wondering, maybe that was the second salvo as well, just in lane where sometimes you see chambers, they put their TP down, they try and play up to pillar.
Yeah, that's
way
a
to clear it out.
great point, actually. Could well have been to...
I'm just
to
making
break
that up, though. I didn't see where it went.
No, I think that's an extremely good good idea there, that it was to break the chamber TP, because of course when you're playing against the chamber, it's a great idea to try to use those salvos, get rid of them.
Yeah, that's
now
true.
has it back
Would you
online.
just go for a blind one?
It's a slow round here called from King.
Yeah, 40 seconds left roughly
Holy.
into the round. And finally, we get the opening. Demon 1.
I'll find you.
Had a slow year last year. Would like to heat up here and now. Reclaim that title of the King of Hell.
30 seconds
He'll
left.
be trying to pave the way for the rest of his team, though. Reinforcements arriving. Roughly so here for G2.
Okay,
Down
not
into
too
the
bad though.
spokes. Valen just looking to dominate that
They're in a
angle,
good
make sure
spot. They
nobody
can't
can
flood
overstep it.
out. Got good after plant
Rushing
plant
through the back now.
positions.
Planted for art.
Indeed it is. Still getting overwhelmed, I think, just by the amount of targets they could choose from. Demon 1 looking a bit uncomfortable in terms of where he wants to stand. He could really just be opening himself up to one too many angles. Still, they have the gun advantage and they have the player advantage. It's G2 that have to push forwards. Discipline from them, peeking with it. Still,
Okay, very
not
nice
with
from
the
Lev on
weaponry,
this
not
one.
with the players. Leviatan finally get around on the board.
And while that one was somewhat simple, G2 without too much weaponry to work with, this next round
How would
coming
I
up is
fix
enormous.
100 Thieves?
If Lev want a chance at getting
100
back
Thieves
into this
looked so
game,
fine.
the next round is the one that
Their
matters.
bind, maybe they thought it
Very
was a little bit
entry from
better
Demon
than
One.
it
That's what we
is.
need to see
That's
more
okay,
of.
bind's going out.
But
They played
importantly,
against
if Lev can win this one,
two
not only will they
of
do
the
damage to G2's
top
economy,
4
but they're
teams
about
in
to get some
Americas.
really
They're
big
okay,
ultimates
it's fine.
online. And once you have
Let's give them a
the
normal
Armageddon,
format.
once you have
Give them more spots for one of the
Vice ults
masters.
online,
They'll be
these
okay.
are ults that you can really build game plans around. And I think King's at his strongest when he can come up with
The nade shot burner account. Honestly, that guy doesn't need a burner account, man. He'll just do it on his main. He doesn't care.
I think he was going for a player anticipating it to be a little further
The
back
tweet was
there.
incredible.
Not entirely lost in terms of the value you could gain, and Leaf is perfectly willing to re-explore back up onto the line.
It's an interesting spot for the Vice wall over towards B, Brent.
Yeah.
Jonah's putting it a lot further forward than quite a lot of the other Vices.
But it's not being baited out regardless. It's still going to be staying up.
Hey, pressure, but they haven't
It's a retake
defaulted
setup even at that, to be
deep
honest. I mean, a
enough
lot of
as we
stall, of
can
course, but
see.
the flashes on the back wall for
Dude,
their
this
team to
this
get
comp
back
is
into the
like
B-side.
They have pushed Leaf off
like
the line. He's
these
got
two
quite
as
a
a
passive
duo
position right
is
now
so
over towards,
nice
dugout secret kind
because
of
you
area.
have to
He's
default
got two opponents,
to
an attack and
break
Tex
the
would
wall,
fall to
like
a
find the
single
wall.
shot.
And Chamber
If Demon One's
literally
able to get in there
is the
close,
person that
he has
punishes
150
defaults.
armor. Might be able to hit a
Like,
precise
the defense with
backdoor
these
shot
two
to
is
open
sick.
things up.
And honestly, you could do some really good stuff on attack as
Awesome
well.
respect out of him.
30 seconds left.
Spam, stray bullets, it's lead, raining
A good
down,
amount
but
of damage been
no
done.
casualties. Plant tapped. They're waiting for the next layer of things. Just wondering
Yeah,
if it's
there was so
there.
much
Leaf,
spam
what
damage
is
done that
that?
Leaf can just body shot
Just
everyone.
absolutely tears
He's got
them to
two more that he
pieces.
can just take
In
down
through
as
the
well.
back. And King's got to step up.
10 seconds
Spike
left.
drop down, isolated, seconds remaining, forced to stick it away. Tex has to defend, faced
Player standing.
by just two. Damn, much of the odds
Imagine
still
it.
is going to be swarm
Ooh.
jumping, peeking. Tracker. Oh, and the right
Ooh,
clicks
it's
in
not too
hand.
bad to go
No
at that, to be
chances.
honest with you.
Definitely so. King made a decent go of things.
Dude,
but in
Trent
the
is
end,
actually just the raid boss though.
steady hand and steady aim by Trent.
I pointed out that Leaf only had 2 targets that he could one-tap there. And Demon 1 on the entry, 150 health. He took chip damage going in.
Yeah.
So he died to the one shot anyway.
That's insane.
That's brutal,
Asuna?
isn't it? Just
I
a
think
little
Asuna's
bit of
looking
that
incredible
extra
recently.
damage makes Leaf an absolute nightmare to deal with.
One enemy remaining.
And again, the movement on that retake, he plays in his partner perfectly there. Going for the jump peak with the classic right click, as you pointed out, Brian, and then the swing. Lev had their opportunity, I think, to deal some serious damage and get back into this game. Drag the gap down to only 4.
You think
get
Sash
some big
expect Demon
ultimates
1
online. If
with
they'd
time
been
to
able
get back to his
convert
level of
that
play in
round, if the post-plant
2023?
aggression had worked, maybe we'd have a different game on our hands.
Yeah,
As
I'm
it
not
is,
sure,
G2
man. Not sure.
continue that dominance, and Itapada's forced
Let's
to
give him
inject
some
his
time.
thoughts again. I'm looking at the
I
economy
definitely,
of Lev,
it's hard to
and they could scrape
anyone
a
that
bye
was in
together,
that
but it would not be
NRG
pretty.
2024
They'd have 3 rifles.
team. It's hard to.
Ooh,
Dude, is that his
something
mouse
to
back?
work with.
That's so sick.
You have ults on
Um,
at least. Silver lining for Lev.
Yeah, it's hard to not.
I think this is
Hard to
a last
delete
hurrah
that
for
year
Leviatan
from
to get
your
himself back into
memory.
the map. It's G2's pick, of course, but
You're going to go down to 12 if you don't buy into it. Like, that's not feasible. I don't think you have to turn it around now.
well, they've got 20 seconds to decide.
It feels like they spent the time out discussing it, but not actually coming to a decision about it. We'll see though.
G2 already out of the timeout, looking to do something themselves. It looks very similar to their pistol round idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Player stack
4 people over
B,
towards
long,
on.
drive them into
Chat, we're
lead.
about to have a
Leaf has the
9
vice util to
9
go
or
playoff as
8.
well.
No, 7-person
Basically
duel over
exactly
towards
the same
long.
as a
It's going to get
pistol.
crazy.
And they're trying to steal initiative.
We'll see it. Flash occurring, I can hear it now. Footsteps, and here it is. A brawl to be taken. Stinger in hand. Exactly in the range where Jorgmo should be favoured, right?
Wait,
Backs
the
against
tank
it.
did
Listen,
really
sheriffs
good.
in hands,
The
rifles,
tank did
3 or
really
4.
good to get 2 of this sheriff.
Com deals with it. Picks up the rifle, the upgrade, but he needs to win this fight out.
I was going to say, wait, are we about to actually see
Just
Trent?
one man, what can he do? Reclaiming that
Misplay
spike. Look at
around.
the space that's been gained, garnered here. Leaf has vacuumed it all the way up.
He's going to know exactly where Com has gone as well.
Just watching for everything, man. Every possibility.
Every time Lev have
7
taken a
chances,
timeout,
and
G2
it's looked
come with some
dominant.
kind of aggressive set play to just rip control of the game away.
Yeah.
LEV are never allowed to run a strategy. You want to take a timeout? Oh, that's cool. We're going to run our game plan, actually. We're going to make sure we're even more in the lead, actually. LEV are not allowed to play. Not allowed to pull a single page out of their pre-planned ideas.
But I mean, LEV have so many ults that they're good for one,
was
right?
Completely unaware as well. He's doing a pullback, trying to cross over towards B long. Caught with his pants down.
No room to breathe for Leviatan here. Exploration into mid G2. They're just going walkabouts. Rewarded.
And it's so difficult. It's so difficult to react against G2 because you're running into that double sentinel utility.
Yeah, they found the wall though.
Little bait at the wall. It's one of the first times we've actually seen it from LEV. Demon 1, dimensional drift. Has to be some level of value gain from this one here. Spotting out a few of these players. Trying to get the clearance down. Spots the two of them. So knows what they're pushed back into. Cosmic Divide splits it all the way up. They see the barrel though. They know exactly where Demon 1 is going to be placed. This is a rapid approach to get themselves back into it. Nightfall scatters. Sound cues got away. All to their own.
Nice,
all offloaded. But this is carnage into the final
Jesus, look at Leaf's aim.
How do
Oh
you
my
contest with this,
goodness.
man?
Well, the good news is this was G2's map.
The best team in Americas, off the back of only one match, may have actually been founded on the truth.